What's up guys, macadii here, and today guys, week 6 of the GPC League where I am up against Jarboss, coach of the Lincoln Staraptors. So if you guys are excited, don't forget to leave a like down below, I would really appreciate it. We're currently 3-2, so it would be fantastic to try and get another win and go up. 4-2 is a lot better than 3-3, so that's kind of the aim for this one. But to be honest, every week we are trying to sort of get the win there. Jarboss's links will be down in the description below, so don't forget to go and check him out and all of that good stuff. What we're going to do, as always, is run through what he could be bringing, what we're going to be bringing, and then go into the battle from there. So he's got, in terms of the fastest mon down to the slowest mon, Mega Sceptile, Greninja, Infernape, Zapdos, Stoutland, Honchkrow, Exploud, Alomomola, Hippowdon, and Bronzong. So a hugely fat team. Like Zapdos, Alomomola, Bronzong, Hippowdon is just like disgusting. Trying to break that is going to be an absolute pain to try and sort all of that out. And then he's got Blazing Speed, he's got Greninja, which is a absolutely terrifying mon, because this one gets Protean, but it's the XY version, so it doesn't get low kick or gunk shot. I still think it's just crazy powerful anyway, but a very difficult one to prep for. And Mega Sceptile outspeeds our entire team, even Mega Lopunny, sadly. The first time we're facing something that naturally outspeeds a Mega Lopunny, and is a very, very spooky thing to try and deal with. So my plan coming into this was trying to have some wall breakers, some ways to abuse his fatness, because I knew the fatness was coming, because I've got Landorus, I've got Lopunny, I've got Gouge, I've got Latios. He needs to bring fat stuff, basically, to be able to beat me. Offensively, I think I can go toe-to-toe and beat him. So I think he was gonna go, my thought process, he was gonna go down more of that route, like a balanced team, but more like fat balance, if you could call it that. So I wanted to try and think of a few sets that would be able to basically blow back as many things as possible. This is where this first set comes in. This one's absolutely key, because Bronzong is a big pain. I don't know why I always draft teams that have problems with Bronzongs. So this guy is basically designed to get the gravity up as the Bronzong comes in. I'm expecting Cobra Bronzong. It's the best check he has got to Landorus, like the most reliable check, because if I go for knockoff, then he has the Cobra Berry and he can HP Ice me or do whatever he wants, basically. He can come in on my Earth Powers and stuff like that, but with Gravity, even if he's Spadef, my Earth Power Okos, that is absolutely beautiful. The Rock Slide there allows me to hit everything else that's in the air, like Zapdos, it hits hard, Honchkrow, it hits hard, and that's basically all we need. Mainly, I'm going to be clicking that Earth Power, especially if I'm under Gravity. Rock Polish as well, because I don't actually need that much more in terms of coverage, and it kind of ties into the Lopunny plan that we'll go into later on. Next up, we got the Fortress. I had to 100% bring Fortress because of two reasons. First of all, it gave me a check to Mega Sceptile and a bait to Mega Sceptile, and also same with Infernape as well. The Occa Berry on there is very nice. It allows me to basically take a fire move. Even from like Life Orb Infernape, I can take a Flare Blitz with the max physically defensive set. So that's absolutely beautiful. I'm expecting a physically offensive set or a very like Scarf or something like that, just to try and deal with Mega Lopunny, because Mega Lopunny to his team, could cause some issues. Jarboss, because it allows me to hit Mega Sceptile hard, it allows me to hit Greninja if it's a different form relatively hard. Stealth Rock, because that helps me put pressure on the Zapdos and the Honchkrow and just all of his team in general, and his only defogger is the Zapdos, so he is going to have to put a lot of pressure on that to try and keep those rocks off, and T-Spikes, because that's going to help me with things like Alomomola. If I can get a Toxic on it, or even just a Poison on Alomomola, that's going to make my life 1,000 times easier. And then obviously Rapid Spin to get rid of rocks, because he's got a couple of decent rocks options. He's got Infernape there, Hippowdon, Bronzong, so I do need to get rid of some, have a way to get rid of hazards. So next up, we've got the Mega Lopunny. This is a slightly interesting set. So this is basically designed to abuse his fat walls, and set up Cosmic Powers to a point where they can't break my sub. Then I can pass the sub to either Landorus or my Latios or something like that, or even Gouge, which can, basically make it insanely fat. And I can set up free subs on Alomomola outside of like waterfalls, but a +1 I can take that on, so it might be a bit of mind games there. I can, just basically just be fat, set up Cosmic Powers, pass them away to something else. So say if he comes in, if he Scarfs Zapdos and he has to go for the T-Bolt or the Air Slash to try and take me out, I can always pass that into say Landorus or something like that. We'll be able to, and just that sort of thing. Play some mind games, pass some bulk onto my side while I've still got that wall breaking potential there. Next, we got Gouge. Gouge puts so much pressure on his team. He has nothing outside of possibly the Hippowdon and Stoutland that could probably Oko me, which is pretty good, which means I can just hit things back. Great amount of coverage here. We got Dragon Pulse here, which is my #1 thing I'm going to be clicking. Because outside of Bronzong, he has no resistances to Dragon Pulse. So I'm just going to be going Dragon Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Dragon Pulse. Unless I think the Bronzong's coming in. Then I can go for Shadow Ball. Then we got some sort of mind games going on. And doing a good amount of damage from there. Venoshock is because if I can get my T-Spikes up, it does a little bit more to things like Alomomola and stuff like that. So, how it works with this is the power doubles if the target's poisoned. It's 65 base power, so it goes to 130 base power if I can get that toxic damage. You know, start getting them poisoned or even just toxic. From there, I'm speed crept to be able to outspeed a decently speed crept Hippowdon. Like, it has to have 10 more points in speed. Which is quite a lot of investment, like 40 investment for it to be able to outspeed me. So that's pretty good for us. So the Surf is going to be doing marginally more than Dragon Pulse does, but it could be clutch because it can switch and take a Dragon Pulse, but depending on its spread, it might not take a Dragon Pulse Surf combination from there. Florges, I have to bring 100%. It gives me a switch into Mega Sceptile, gives me a switch into Greninja. He actually has very few things to reliably like take this out outside of Bronzong and I guess Infernape as well, depending on its set. So that's going to be really nice for us with Wish Protect, Moonblast, and then Heal Bell, because I know there's going to be some toxic passing most likely, and maybe even some T-Waves from Zapdos. So I need to keep my guys healthy and all of that good stuff. The Latios set was the one I was probably the most iffy with. We got a Salac Berry Latios, so when I get down to 25%, my Salac Berry activates and I get a speed boost. We've got Dragon Pulse, Shadow Ball, which hits all of his team, because obviously I said Dragon Pulse he has no resistances to outside of Bronzong. Shadow Ball hits the Bronzong, Substitute, and Calm Mind. So the plan with this is to potentially set up on the Alomomola. I could even set up on the Hippowdon if I need to, possibly even the Zapdos as well. So it's got a lot of setup potential. Basically, that's the whole concept of my team, is like abuse the fact he's going to be bringing fat, bulky mons that I know otherwise I should have no right to try and kill. So that's the plan for the team. What we're going to do now is move over to the battle, and you can see exactly what happened from there. Okay, so we are at the battle, and as you can see, he brought a very sort of bulky team, but a decent amount of offense. He's got the Exploud, which you have to be very careful of, but I've got, you know, Dragouge can take a hit. Most things can take a hit, and can potentially do a lot of damage to them. So I'm kind of worried about Exploud, but not massively worried. The Bronzong is definitely, as I knew was coming. The Alomomola is coming, which I hate Alomomola. And finally, the Zapdos to make his sort of defensive call. That's a triple defensive call that's very, very spooky, especially if we want to use Landorus effectively. Then we've got the Mega Sceptile there, which is going to be outspeeding everything on my team, so I have to be very, very careful with that guy. And then finally, the Infernape as well, which I'm anticipating at this point to be Scarf, just because it's his best check to my Mega Lopunny. So, as you can see, I blast the music at you guys, and right, so I decided to leave with Dragouge, because I looked at it, I was like, nothing can OHKO Dragouge, so I'm going to leave with Dragouge, put the pressure on initially, so he goes into Zapdos, goes to the U-turn, so I was like, ooh, is that going to be Scarf? That has the potential to be Scarf. The outcome's Bronzong as I get the Predictor Shadow Ball, getting a really nice chunk of damage here. Over-predict slightly here, going for the Dragon Pulse as he sets up his rocks, which is a shame, and he goes out into Alomomola, and this thing just takes absolutely nothing from my Shadow Balls, which is just absolutely disgusting. So I go into my Florges here thinking, you know, if you want to wish up, I'm going to wish up here. I know the Bronzong is probably going to be coming in, but there's not a huge amount I can do to try and stop that. So he's going to heal up Bronzong again, kind of losing out on my, you know, my benefits here. As I go into Dragouge, he pops a Toxic. So we're back to square one almost, because everyone's back fully healed, happy families and all of that stuff. I go for Dragon Pulse over predicting here as he goes to the Earthquake. Now I'm going to fire off a Shadow Ball, so he's making some really great predictions here with his fat Alomomola. As I decide to go here into my Latios, expecting to be able to take it out. As he goes to the knockoff, and I was like, oh my goodness, that does so much more damage than I wanted it to do. I may have just ruined my Latios initially. So I go for the Calm Mind here, goes to knockoff again, so I'm like, right, Dragon Pulse, let's get some damage off. Does so little to Alomomola, like that is disgusting. That's a +1 special attack invested Dragon Pulse, and it did so little. But I can go into my Lopunny now, and I can basically go for the sub as he goes for the Protect. We're in a really fantastic position here, and that means we can start getting some Cosmic Powers up. So we're going to go for some Cosmic Powers here, as he's going to try and break our sub with Waterfall, can't do that. So that's going to be really good. So we're just going to basically start getting as bulky as possible. Out comes Exploud. Because we're max speed investment with Drain Punch, I knew if he was max HP, he killed. If he's non-max HP, I killed. And if he was bulky, then I should be able to take a Boom Burst from my spread and those special defense boosts in there. So now I can pass that thing into Landorus as Zapdos comes out. And as you can see, I can take the Thunderbolt very, very comfortably. So I go for the Gravity here as he goes for the U-turn. maybe not the best play, because considering he now goes into Alomomola. I go for the Earth Power, and I was like, oh my god. Alomomola, you are so bulky. That is ridiculous. Like, I should have calced max, like, super duper specially defensive Alomomola. And unfortunately, you're going to see from here, we're going to have a bit of a stall fest going on. So, what we're going to do is cue the stall music and skip a few turns, I think. So, yeah, I'll see you guys at the other end. And now we're back out, and basically he stalled me out of Earth Powers, which is very, very fun, I'm pretty sure at this point. Oh no, we're not there, done yet. I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, so now he does stall me out, and I decide to go into Fortress here, because I can start stacking up some hazards, get some poisonings on Alomomola. I really shouldn't have stayed in, but it was just, I thought in the end, if I got like one crit, I'd have been okay, but unfortunately, I didn't get a single crit the entire time. And it's that gambler thing, you've spent 5 PP trying to break it, so why do anything else? So I managed to get my rocks up and my T-spikes up, which is very nice against the Infernape, with the Fortress being able to tank that Fire Punch with the Ockerberry, and that reveals to me that he is banded, so that's pretty interesting. So now he goes out into Bronzong again, as I'm just going to fire for Dragon Pulse. It's, I can still get a really good amount of damage on the Bronzong. I probably should have gone for that Shadow Ball again, but I thought it's still best that, the Bronzong can't come back in, basically, so I put him in a very difficult position here. So now I can take out Bronzong. So that's very, very nice for us. And he can basically come in, revenge with his Sceptile, but the poison, the T-Spikes is going to be really, really nice for us. Landorus can put the pressure on to stop the Zapdos coming back in, and we're basically good to go from there. So now we can go into our Florges and decide what to do here. I'm just going to go for the Wish. I should go for a Moonblast here, hoping I might be able to take care of the Zapdos, but unfortunately I can't. I get the special attack drops, that's pretty nice. He's going to go for the Defog here, getting rid of all of the hazards, which is a shame, but we get to poison on Sceptile, and that's going to be really nice, especially when we've got Protect on Florges and stuff like that. So he's going to keep going for Roost here. I'm determined just to keep going for Moonblast, either to lower it, mainly to lower the special attack or get the crit. He's going to keep going for Roosts. I'm just going to keep going for that Moonblast. He's now at a very, very low level, which is very, very nice for me. He switches out here into Alomomola. I'm going to go for the Moonblast here. Get the special attack drop, not that it makes much difference because he's actually just completely physical. So now I can go into Lopunny predicting the, I basically did that to predict the knockoff or the waterfall. But unfortunately he makes an excellent double hit going out into Sceptile. So I can switch back out here, go into Florges as he goes for the Leaf Storm, doing a huge amount of damage here, which is absolutely insane. At this point here, he shows his really good prep, goes to the Iron Tail, and unfortunately misses. We did talk about this at the end though, and unfortunately his max damage was, I think it was just a pip over 50, so I would have actually still been able to live it. So we said in the end, even though he did miss these, I could have just Wish Protected, and the outcome basically would have been the same. So now I'm back up to max HP. Out comes the Infernape here, and we got another little bit of a stally session, but this time on my side. This was such a painful battle, as he's going for Fire Punches, I'm going for Wishes. I just need some chip damage on the Infernape so I can get that Drain Punch. Drain Punch does 60%, I do about 50% with Florges with a Moonblast. So I'm just trying to sort of get myself into a comfortable position here where I can take on this Infernape. So potentially try and get myself back up to full, where I might be able to take 2 Fire Punches after leftovers. But that was kind of the dream right there. He goes to the Fire Punch here, I get a little bit impatient, just go for the Moonblast here, and now we're in a much better position. So I can now go for the Protect, as he's just still going for those Fire Punches, and I decided to be cheeky here, go for the Double Protect, and we do get the Double Protect, so it's even more terrible stall. But the trouble is, this was my best way to win from here, so I get another Wish up here, and I'm able to heal my Florges back up, and now I can decide basically what to do from here. I need to just try and kill this Infernape if I can, while keeping Florges alive. He goes into Alomomola here. My Moonblast not doing too much at all, and we can basically decide what to do. I decided to switch out here, predicting either a Toxic or a Knockoff or something like that, because losing my leftovers would have been really, really bad. So now we're in a position where I can Cosmic Power up, and he's going to go for Waterfall to try and break my sub, but I'm obviously going to Cosmic Power first. If he'd have gone into Infernape, it might have been a little bit more spooky, but it definitely was the better play for me to take. And now we're going to start Cosmic Powering. And basically, towards this point, we had a chat about it and did a bit of maths. And we basically realised that after him bringing in Infernape, to try and take me out, and I managed to kill Infernape here. But basically, he's got no way to break my Lopunny. My Lopunny's got 64 PP in its... I've got loads of PP left because of Cosmic Power and stuff like that. I've got a... basically my baton passes and stuff like that. So I've actually got, like, lots and lots of PP. I could potentially stall to probably turn 250, something like that. Whereas he doesn't have enough PP. So unfortunately, rather than play through the entire thing, we decided here that it was... well, he suggested it, and I sort of accepted it, that we should probably just leave it here and just say that I got the 2-0 victory from here. I think was it 2-0? Yeah, because I can basically just... Baton Pass to Florges, I can Wish Protect, Wish Protect, Wish Protect, that sort of stuff, and with the defense boost, there's basically no way that he can take me out. I've already really heavily stalled out his wishes and stuff like that on Alomomola, and the Zapdos doesn't have, you know, as much in terms of PP. So I do apologise, it was not the coolest of matches, or the most hypest of matches, but unfortunately, that at the end game, that was the only route I could see that would have given me victory. So unfortunately, I had to take it. So I do apologise, guys. I know it was not the quality of battle that you might be expecting most of the time, and I will, you know, and yeah, I do apologise a lot. It was a painful one to try and play as well. And with the Lopunny set, I had no intention to try and stall him out. You know, to use it in the game to basically win through PP stall. It was basically just used to pass boosts. But so yeah, I apologise, guys. Don't forget to go and check Jarboss out and all of that good stuff. If you hate stall, leave a like, and I will see you guys at the next one. Macadii out.